Well, the term generational wealth, it is a hot button topic, especially with the cost of living that is increasing year after year and wages that are staying stagnant. I want to bring in Kent Patrick with Bush Wealth Management. Kent, people hear that term generational wealth a lot. What does it actually mean?
A lot of people think that it means being rich, and that's not the case. What it really means is creating financial systems that you can have in place to pass down to the next generation that will set them up for success. I mean, if your kids have to start financially at zero, it's going to be very hard for them to get ahead in life.
Many people, they work hard their entire lives and, still struggle to build that long-term generational wealth. So what is the difference here between earning income and actually building wealth?
So income would be salary, bonus, commissions. That's great. We all have to live off of that, but it's not really going to serve the next generation. Building wealth includes owning assets such as real estate, investment portfolios, maybe intellectual property, maybe even real estate or other businesses. So those really the biggest difference between income and assets.
So when we talk about building wealth that lasts, what kind of assets are important that families should focus on?
I would start with the investment piece. That would be an investment portfolio. The sooner you can start, the better. I would also look at real estate, any type of asset that can produce income without you having to actually show up and work a job. Some people call it passive income. That's really how you start to build wealth that you can pass on to the next generation.
Well, these conversations, Kent, they are so vital. Why is it teaching the next generation about money such a crucial part here in generational wealth?
Great question. Ultimately, if you don't start with financial literacy, no one's really going to know what to do. So, investing early, avoiding lifestyle inflation, understanding taxes, and understanding how you actually own a business or operate a business, all of those habits that you can pass down will really help the next generation.
So, as a financial advisor, you help families navigate these conversations and generate plans. What are some of the biggest barriers that you've seen people come across with building generational wealth?
Great question. The biggest barrier is not talking about it. There are, the older generation a lot of times doesn't like to necessarily talk about money. The families that get ahead the most are the ones who actually talk about it. They put it all on the table. They let their children and their grandchildren ask questions, and they pass down those values and explain why maybe grandpa started purchasing, treasury bonds when he was 15, 20 years old, and how what that's accumulated to. So if you can have a conversation, that's really going to put you in the step in the right direction.
And that's part of the reason why we created this segment, Money Talk Mondays, so that we could get people, enthused about these conversations, and hopefully they will have them with their family and start those conversations. So do you think part of the problem is that people were never really taught about how money works and how investing works?
Absolutely. Most of the wealth that people create, it gets destroyed through taxes, poor planning, and not communicating. And if we could fix those and right the ship, generational wealth would be a much more common term that we talk about.
So for someone watching today who wants to start building their wealth for their family, what are some practical steps or ways they can start now?
First thing I would do is start investing consistently. Don't just do it once. That maybe set it up once a month that you have a certain amount go into a savings account and get that money growing for you. The next thing I would do is look at ownership. Could you own real estate? Could you own a business? And then after that, you need to structure your tax scenario. We want to limit as much taxes as possible going to Uncle Sam. And then last, but importantly not least, Quinlan, is to have that family education and to actually explain it to the next generation so they understand what's going on. And I think if you could hit those four bullet steps or bullet points, it would be a monumental feat as far as generational wealth.
Yeah, those key takeaways there, having those conversations, being consistent, the education, it all plays a huge role into building generational wealth. Ken Patrick, as always, thank you so much. And of course, if you'd like to have more of these conversations, you can go down to Bush Wealth Management in Valdosta. You can also, I'm sure, go to their website or maybe even call over the phone as well to set up some type of appointment. Ken, thank you so much.
Thank you, Quinlan.